Friends, today we are going to see two-pass assembler. Before that, we are going to learn some basic concepts related to two-pass assembler. Content, Introduction, Design of two-pass assembler, Assembly language statements, Data structures required for pass 1, and Algorithm. What is assembler? Assembler is nothing but a language processor that converts an assembly language program into machine language program. In this figure, we can see this is an input program as a source program. We are giving input to the assembler and we are getting as an output as a object code or the machine code from the assembler. Introduction. In two-pass assembler, there are two passes. In pass 1 assembler, we are converting mnemonic operation codes to their machine language equivalent. Different mnemonic opcodes are there. We are converting into machine language like move, add, sub. These are the machine opcodes. Second one is convert symbolic operands to their equivalent machine address. Means we are assigning the addresses to symbols, that is symbolic operands. Third one is build the machine instruction in proper format. We are writing the machine instruction in proper format so that we can easily load into loader. Next, convert the data constant into internal machine representation. Data constants means we are assigning the addresses to the literals, which are the constants. Last one, write the object program and assembly listing. Means finally we are converting source program to the object program or the machine code for the assembly program. In this figure we can see in pass 1 source program, OPTAB or the Opcode Table, SYMTAB or the symbol table, these are the input. After pass 1 we are getting intermediate file. That intermediate file we are passing to the pass 2 with the help of SYMTAB, which is generated by the pass 1. We are getting the object code. Now next is design of two pass assembler. For designing purpose we need different data structures for pass 1 and the pass 2. Here in pass 1 we can see separate symbols, literals and mnemonic operand field with the help of different tables. Second, build the symbol table and the literal table with the proper data structure. Last, third one is the perform LC processing. Here we are assigning the LC. LC is nothing but location counter for every instruction. And then constructing intermediate representation. Means here we are generating intermediate code for pass 1. Now in pass 2 synthesize the target code. With the help of intermediate code and symbol table and the literal table, we are finally generating the object code. That is nothing but the synthesis of the target code. Which are the assembly language statements we are going to convert in object code? There are three types of statement. First one is imperative, declarative and the assembly directive. These three types of statement we are going to see. Now what is imperative statement? Imperative statement indicates an action to be performed during the execution of assembled program. It translates into machine instruction. For example, move arraga. In This imperative statement, first instruction is compulsory. Then these are the operand fields. One operand field or two operand fields. For move R, move M, add, sub. For these, two operands are there. Print, read, one operand will be there. Second type of statement is declarative statement, like DS, declarative statement. Reserves area of memory and associate name with them. DC is nothing but construct memory word containing the constant. Example, ADS5 means we are assigning the memory for 5 for 5 addresses. For BDC3 means we are giving a constant value for B variable. Declarative constant. DC is nothing but declarative constant and DS is nothing but declarative storage. These are the two types of declarative statements. Third one is assembly directives. Assembly directive instruct the assembler to perform certain action during assembly of a program. Means using this assembly directive we are assigning some addresses or giving some action to the assembler, like start 100 means we are assigning the location counter. Second one is origin label plus 5. Here again we are reassigning the location counter with label plus 5 means we are assigning location counter is equal to address of label plus 5. Now next, which are the data structures required for pass 1? Optable, SYMTAB, LITTAB and table. These are the 4 tables required for pass 1. In pass 1, we are going to consider source file which is in the form of assembly program. MOT. MOT is mnemonic opcode table. This mnemonic opcode table which is having related information of the instruction. Example, add, end, DC. Type of opcode tables are DL, assembly directive as AD, opcode table length. We can see the example for the opcode, different opcode tables. First, mnemonic opcode table. Here is the data structure, mnemonic, name of the instruction, type which is type in imperative statement, declarative statement or the assembly directive. Imperative statement we are indicating as a IS. Opcode, we are assigning the numbers for every instruction. For imperative statement, these are the numbers. Means move R is having 01 number, move M 02 in this way. Now, next type of opcode table is assembly directive or the pseudo opcode table, POT, pseudo opcode table. In this, these are the 5 mnemonic which is having type AD. AD is nothing but assembly directive and again we are assigning the opcode table, opcode as a 01, 02, 03. Last one is a declarative statement, DS or the declarative line. Here these are the two types of mnemonic, declarative statement, declarative storage and declarative constant. And we are assigning the opcode number as 06 or 07 or we can give 01 and 02. These are the 3 types of op table we are going to consider. Now next is a symbol table. Here symbol table is generated after pass 1. These are the symbols, label, loop, A, B. These are the symbols which we have used in source program and these are the address of that symbols. So data structure of symbol table is symbol number, symbol name and the address. Next is a literal table, LITTAB, which is having literal number, literal and address as a data structure. Literal we are normally representing using is equal to. These are nothing but the constant. And final, pool tab. This pool tab gives the information concerning literal pools. We are going to see in detail in the example. Here we have used some here we are going to see some assembly directive. There are 5 assembly directive. First one is start. Start directives instruct the assembler to place first word of the target program to generate by it in memory word having the address. Means we are assigning the location counter with the help of start assembly directive. This operand field gives the location counter. If only start is there and no operand, then we are resetting LC is equal to 0. End. End directive indicates the end of source program. After end statement, we are giving the addresses to literals. Next, origin. Origin directive instruct the assembler to put the address given by address specification in location counter. For example, origin 200 means we are assigning LC is equal to 200. Origin label means we are assigning LC is equal to address of label symbol. Next instruction or the assembly directive is equivalent. It assigns the address of one symbol to other label. For example, label equivalent to loop means we are giving address of loop to label. Then next assembly directive is LTORG. It specify where the literal should be placed. After LTORG statement and the end statement, assembler allocates memory to every literal of the literal pool and clear the literal. These are the 5 assembly directives. Thank you.